Next wave of unemployment is going to be even bigger than the current one. And these people will be unemployable. A robot's going to steal your job, and don't worry, it's going to be cool. But I would urge you to look at this. It's going to be more important than e-commerce and clicks versus bricks. Hopefully we will survive it because we're planning for it. It's really what keeps me awake at night. How is society going to cope with structural unemployment? And the envy, hatred, and the social warfare. Because the people with money will not wish to show it. If your child's best friend's parents go unemployed, you don't want to buy a new car or, anything showy. And folks, we are destroying the middle classes at this stage, and it will affect us. And it's unfair. So that's what keeps me awake at night.
Why is that the case? We sent a memorandum last week. We spoke with you. We sent a memorandum. We got a response yesterday. I'm telling you at 7 o'clock at night.
So literally close to the deadline.
Exactly.
And in your view, was that disrespectful?
Yes, it was disrespectful. How do you know that you have a group of people who are unemployed expecting your response on the 24th? You don't even reply before the date to say, we are working on your thing. Can you just give us an extension of a few minutes? You ask for that extension at 7 o'clock at night by sending an email. Now, we as a group and the committee have already gathered together.
So, 1 second, sir. So there wasn't a response. They weren't saying, okay, these are the things you've asked for, here's what we can do. They asked for an extension.
They're asking for an extension. It's not answering to our memorandum. That's why we're here. And we are here because we already planned to be here. It doesn't change. It's not going to deter us from what we've done. It's such a disgrace to tell you that they do not even know how many pharmacists they have on the system and how many gaps have not been filled. They started gathering that information when we submitted the memorandum. What does that tell you? That dysfunctionality I told you about, that inefficiency, that poor service they have. We have been there as community service pharmacists. We have seen the problems, we've seen the gaps. We know there is jobs, there is spaces for us. Why they are not being occupied? You see people are standing here, they are not even 90% of what they are, they're not even 10% of what we have. They represent the problem that we have, and it's unsustainable. We don't know what their strategy is in terms of us maybe relying on us being working for the private sector or having short contracts with the private sector, whatever the case may be, but we know for a fact that's not sustainable. These people are busy saying NHI. What NHI when you've not closed the important gaps? What NHI would you have without staff members being enough in the pharmacies, in the healthcare sector in general? What would happen? Who's that guy, Joe?
The World Sisulu University is known for producing world-class doctors through its faculty of medicine. And some of those doctors are struggling to find employment. Meanwhile, rural provinces are mostly affected by the shortage of doctors. This symposium seeks to find ways to address these issues.
What it looks at is a research unit really within the university that wants to look at the availability of health workers, the distribution of the health workers, and including the skills mix and geographically as well, if they are appropriately placed, and also the wellness and competence of those health workers. Really, more than anything, what we're seeking for is learning from how other people have done it, so that we don't actually repeat our mistakes if there are mistakes. We actually draw from lessons and see how we can do things differently to get better and improve the health system for everyone.
The World Health Organization believes the country still has a lot to do to improve its health system.
I think there's room to.
Yesterday's announcement by Stats SA of the unemployment figures is a devastating picture of a bloodbath for job creation in our country. Our unemployment rate went up again to 33.5%. And this is devastating for people who are looking for work in a country where we're not creating enough jobs. Now, in the Western Cape, the DA government has a growth for jobs plan that they adopted in July 2023. And they've been bragging, the DA has been bragging, that the Western Cape is the province that creates the most jobs in South Africa. But the latest stats expose the hypocrisy and the failure of that growth for jobs plan, because there are no jobs being created. In the first quarter of 2024, the Western Cape was the worst performing province in the country for job creation. We lost 17,000 jobs in that first quarter. And then in the second quarter, the stats that were announced yesterday, the Western Cape is again the worst performing province for job creation in the country, losing a net 65,000 jobs. So Premier Alan Winde needs to stop bragging about being the best performing province for job creation and start explaining why his growth for jobs plan is not working and why his promise in 2019 to put a job in every home has not materialized. Because people in the Western Cape are losing employment despite all these grand plans that have been announced. The growth for jobs plan is starting to look like a failure, just as much as a failure as the Western Cape safety plan. And the people of the Western Cape deserve a government that is able to implement effective plans, not just grand announcements that sound good but deliver nothing but unemployment and poverty.
Unemployment is increasing, but increasing at a decreasing rate. You want those? Those.
Sorry. Can we please have some civility, please? To mitigate the country's high unemployment rate, South African companies plan to remove requirements for degree qualifications for certain jobs. The shift highlighted in the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report of 2025. It signals a significant move towards creating more accessible pathways to emerging roles, especially as the job market evolves. For more on this now, we're joined by Bright Hlongwane. He's with Youth in Business South Africa and joins us in the studio this morning. Bright, thank you so much for your time this morning. We've all seen the numbers. Our unemployment figures are a bloodbath, but specifically and heartbreakingly so when it comes to youth unemployment. Our unemployment rate standing at 32.1% as of November 2024, one of the highest globally, and that includes discouraged job seekers. That for me is something that's not spoken about enough. How much of a blockage is the degree qualification that so many, even entry-level jobs, are calling for at the moment?
Good morning, Marcel, and your viewers at home. The degree qualification is a serious blockage for entry job seekers, especially the young people, because much of them, first and foremost, as you've said, have been discouraged. And they see that the formal education in the country, unfortunately, is not breeding the right quality of what the private market or the industry is looking for. So we are looking at a challenge here of trying to bridge the gap between what is available as in from the education system or the education sector to what the market actually really wants.
Talk to me about what you're hearing from the young people that you work with at a Youth in Business South Africa. There are entry-level jobs that are looking for, you must have work experience, which is another a conversation point. Then there is the degree or the national diploma level requirement as well. What are you hearing from young people you're working from how that affects their job prospects and just their spirit in real time as they try and change the narrative of so many communities that seeing more and more young people still just standing on the streets looking for some kind of job?
Unemployment. Oh, we have been talking about this for a long time. In fact, you must have seen this. This hasn't changed. In fact, it's only gotten worse. 60% youth unemployment. And it's more than double the next guy. What do we do about this? Jobs is not going to solve the problem. Sorry for you, jobs is not going to solve the problem. The school systems we have today is designed for jobs that existed 10 years ago. That's right. The kids in primary school today, by the time they graduate matric, they get ready, they are prepared for jobs in a world that existed 10 years ago. With AI coming along, it's going to automate a lot of the jobs. It's estimated 1 million blue-collar and white-collar jobs are going to be replaced with AI. Because think about it. So many jobs are just routines. You come into work, do the same thing over and over again, and you knock off. Anything that's monotonous, anything that has a routine, anything that can be repeated, can be done by a robot. A human doesn't have to do it. The reason why humans can do a job is because humans are creative and they can do higher level thinking. That's what people need. And the schools don't prepare any of our children for this. In fact, the best thing for South Africa is learning how to build and do things on their own. And I think AI can also help here. AI can teach you, can help you build, can help you understand what you want in life. But the problem is all we're doing is waiting to get a job so we can pay the bills. That's it. And this is not going to help. I can tell you one thing. You can get rid of all the foreigners in South Africa. We can get rid of all the crime. We can get rid of all the issues and all the legacy of apartheid and all the corruption that we're experiencing now. People are still going to be broke. People are still going to be complaining that they don't have opportunities. At the end of the day, we need to make a plan and go out there and do it. We need to use AI to our advantage. At the same time, learn how to build our own stuff. This is your calling. It's divine intervention. This is your calling. Work on your stuff. Learn how to do things. Learn how to build a website. Learn how to do marketing. Learn how to build your business. Learn personal branding. All of that stuff. It's time. Because this is only going to get worse. And the schools are not going to help. And I hope you are ready for what's coming.
South Africa, and of course I have a family to feed. I'm a doctor in South Africa, and of course now I'm trying to do side hustles in order to pay my bills. I ask you again, what do 800 doctors do sitting at home unemployed, ready to serve, but unable to serve?
So I just came back from an interview, and I feel like I've been very open about, like, on all my social media, like just being tired of interviews, being tired of rejections, being tired of like going through the whole process. But oh my goodness, today was the most refreshing experience, like walking into a place and being greeted with love and like kindness, and the recruiters like asking you questions about yourself and like how you like apply your personal skills to your work, and just like genuinely nice people who you feel like you could actually be friends with and like you would actually like going to work. Ciao, I'm so happy. So fingers, toes, legs, everything crossed, because girl, I need a job, okay?
Bro, someone has to explain to me, how are people in Cape Town going out like every second or third weekday? Like how do, fucking on a Monday, on a first Thursdays, Wednesdays. I don't know how they fucking do it. Do people not have like 9 to 5 jobs in Cape Town? And the beaches, it's also just always full. Fucking Tuesday, 1 o'clock, and it's 30 degrees. Forget it. Forget it, bro. You're on the rocks.
I stumbled across this video in South Africa, and I need your help. I need your literacy to help me understand what's going on here. So Slaudis, if I pronounce it wrong, sorry, Slaudi Motsoneng, he's a former COO of SABC, said in an interview, and I asked him, listen, how would you fix unemployment in South Africa? And he's like, that's easy.
I will employ the following, and that is that South Africa must work 27. Like, what does that mean? It's easy. There will be a team that works 8 hours, and there will be a team that works 8 hours. South Africa must work 27. Guys, talk to me. Where am I missing it? If I don't understand these things, talk to me. Explain to me, Mzansi. What is brother saying to us here? I just want to know, is this the same guy that keeps on sending us SMSs about our TV license that's behind? Because 1 week the SMS is for 300 Rand, next week it's for 955 Rand, then it's 800 Rand for a final demand. Is this the same guy sending us these SABC SMSs? What's going on?
How do you hope, or what's your plan in fixing unemployment?
The first issue that you need to do, South Africa must operate 27. What do I mean by that? I mean you must have people who work 8 hours during the day and during the night 8 hours. You'll be able to create employment.
If you toy with some of these radical ideas, you know, like expropriation of land, like scrapping constitutions, etc., and you continue with the current deindustrialization that we have in South Africa, South Africa could end up a very, very poor country, and it'll make our current unemployment look like a dream. Right? We could go to 80% unemployment. If you look at some African countries, they're sitting with almost nobody employed. So it makes sense for the party of business to get together with a party that represents the interests of middle-class black South Africans.
Guys, did you guys see the graph of the unemployment rate in the country? It's bad, bro.
Yeah, it's bad, dog.
Oh, let me show you this graph.
Just get look,
oh, my word.
On a random Wednesday at 1 o'clock, when you swear, like, it's like,
bro, there was
bad, bro.
There was a guy, you know these guys, when you're parking your car that help you park the car?
Yes.
This guy came to me, bro. He's like, listen, I don't want no money. Please, wherever you're going, just buy me soap. And then I could smell his Steve Biko. No, he needed the soap. Yeah, he needed it. It was bad, eh? But he just wanted soap. Imagine. No money, nothing, no food. He just wanted soap, bro. How bad is it getting? So look at this graph, right? The least unemployment rate on this graph is Switzerland with 2.6%. Second is Spain with 26.5%. And number one is South Africa. You want to guess how much?
In the world.
In the world. Guess how much? Guess the percentage.
60%.
You, Ghost Lady?
Isn't it at like 48?
60.8%.
Yeah.